just want to invite everyone in this room and everyone that's on the live stream to just breathe in peace. Breathe in joy. Breathe in love. Where there is peace in my mind, may there be peace in the earth. Where there is peace in my mind, may there be peace in the earth. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti. I invite you all. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om. I want you to find your own. Om Shanti, Om. Hey, peace inside my mind. God and only God is using me. Peace inside my mind. God and only God I live to see. Peace inside my mind. God and only God is using me. Peace inside my mind. God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti. Say Om wherever you are. Om Shanti, Om. Whatever it is this week may have brought you, say it again. I dare you to find your own. Om Shanti, Om. Hey, love inside of my mind. God and only God is moving me. Love inside my mind. God and only God I live to see. Love inside my mind. God and only God is moving me. Love inside my mind. God and only God I live. Now say Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om. Now say Om. Yeah, yeah. Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om. Let that settle into your spirit. Peace inside of my mind. Only God is using me and moving me. And normally I would invite everyone to stand, but I just want you to just, at your own pace, move at your own pace today. Sometimes all you just need to do is just take a little hour and a little time for yourself. If you want to walk real feeling. Take the time for healing. A moment in the morning for prayer. Begin anew with sunrise. Wipe the dust from your eyes. Be rid of your disguises again. A little for your father, a little for your mother, a little for your sister, a little for your brother, a little love for your soul who make you whole. Ooh. If you're looking for protection, learn redirection written in the depths of your soul. Remember in the noonday, sit in peace, meditate. Stillness takes you farther than you know. I said, a little for your father, a little for your mother, a little for your sister, a little for my brothers, a little love for your soul who make you whole. Ooh, oh, yeah, yes. Oh, oh. But if you want to walk in power, just dedicate an hour for the shower of love. I'm looking for that. Yes. Do it in the evening, 'cause you will be receiving the peace that you've been leaving behind. And I'll say it again. A little for your father, a little for my mother, a little love for my sisters, a little love for my brothers, a little love for your soul who made you whole. Oh, a little for your father, a little for my mother, a little for my sisters, a little bit for my brothers, a little love for your soul who make you whole. On this Sunday morning, yeah. On a Monday morning, yeah. On a Tuesday morning, yeah. On a Wednesday morning, yeah. On a Thursday morning, yes. On a Friday morning, yes. On a Saturday morning, yes. Back to a Sunday morning. A little for your father, a little for your mother, yes. A little for your sister, said a little bit for my brothers, a little love for your soul who make you whole. Make you whole. Will make you whole.
Good morning, Cityside. Happy Mother's Day. I'm Reverend Amy Daniels. I'm the spiritual director here. And at Cityside, we're about practical spirituality that you can use to create the life you want and cultivate prosperity based on your own definition of what that is. And we embrace new thought and wisdom paths. We embrace oneness. But what we're really about is having a supportive community for you to grow in your own spiritual path. So I invite you now to join me in speaking our vision and mission out loud. We envision an empowered community that is living in a world of unconditional love and action. Our mission is to create safe spaces to explore and deepen our faith, grow in spiritual relationship, and connect with our authentic nature. And so that is. So we are a social media friendly church. Feel free to tag yourself, check yourself in on Facebook. I like what John said last Sunday, though. You can also turn off your phone after you do that and really be present in the moment, because how often do we get to do that in life anymore? We're always on our phone. So Reverend Rainbow today is going to be speaking about joy and play and fun, and I'm really excited about that because I'm hoping to get some tips on how to have more fun. So today's icebreaker is, what do you love about your mom? So my mom passed 7.5 years ago, but I was thinking about my mom this morning, and I was thinking, what do I love about my mom? She wasn't afraid to try things, and she loved chocolate. It was the funniest thing. After she was like 75, she'd just be like, I just got to have my chocolate every day. It just makes me laugh every time I think about that. So meet somebody that you don't know, and if you know everybody, then say hi to someone you already know and tell them what you love about your mom.
All right. Thank you, Amy. You know, I do a lot of different jobs around here at Cityside, and this is one of my favorites because it's not about me. This is your time. And so I'm just happy to hold the space for you. So as we get ready to move into prayer and meditation, I do have a reading today related to our talk. So glad that Rainbow's here. So the reading is as follows. In his book, Play, Stuart Brown defines play as an absorbing, apparently purposeless activity that provides enjoyment and suspends self-consciousness and a sense of time. It is also self-motivating and makes you want to do it again. We like this definition. From this perspective, play is not serious, doesn't require hard work, effort, or struggle. The cornerstone of conscious play is that it is not serious. The best role models for non-serious play are children and animals. And we have an animal today. The most recent research shows that all mammals are defined, in addition to how they are born, by the love of learning and play.
The current best practices approach to training dogs is to use play, even more than food, as a reward for good behavior. Playing ball trumps treats when it comes to say that again. Playing ball trumps treats when it comes to what most motivates a dog. Children and animals love to play, and they don't take it seriously. By seriously, we mean that they don't make play mean more than it means. They don't make the outcome of play a referendum on their identity or value. They don't worry and stress about play. At some point in our journey, we lose touch with the spirit of play. Life becomes serious. This probably occurs for most of us because our caregivers long ago lost connection with life as play, and so they teach us that life and play are serious. So just with that thought in mind, just inviting you into meditation. I've been reading a lot about meditation because we're doing a book study on it, and most of the Eastern teachers teach a meditation with crossed legs. So that's your jam. You feel comfortable with your legs crossed, that's fine with me. If you feel comfortable being more open, or you feel psychologically more open, with your feet flat, that's a great position too. And just invite you into this now moment and letting go of all the busyness of life and centering in that innate goodness, that innate love that is in the center of your very being, and just coming into conscious contact with that in these next few moments. To be in the sitting practice with you today. The stillness and the quiet, and the peace. Just recognizing that here and now there is peace, there is love, there is joy. That moving into the center of my being, I reconcile any pain and suffering there, and I know this profound peace and joy. Just knowing that this is the source of all that is. It is all that is. It is that thing called unconditional love. It is that thing called God. Whatever your word is, it is. This powerful good that is at the center of all. And just knowing and affirming my oneness with it, I must be one with it, for I'm born of it. I am one with love. I am one with joy. I am one with good. I am one with God. Knowing this truth for myself, I know this truth for each and every single person gathered here, participating in this prayer, this blessing. Just know the collective oneness and the individual oneness of each and every single person, seeing the God in each person, and just knowing that truth as the innate beingness of who they are. And just so from this place of recognition and this knowing of oneness, I just say a blessing upon each and every single person and a blessing upon our gathering today. I just celebrate the maternal, the mother, the birthing, the life-giving that is present and celebrated today. I just say a blessing upon our beautiful speaker, Rainbow Weldon. And I just know Rainbow to be just a source of unconditional love. And so just allowing her to be herself, just be her presence here, blesses all of us. And so I just know divine wisdom pouring in and through her for us. And just say a blessing upon all the hearts and hands who make today possible, just knowing that in their service, they are truly blessed and blessing us. With all this good and all this grace and ease today, I just have a grateful heart for all that is. And I simply call it good and say, and so it is. Amen.
So we're going to do a little something for the moms right now. Are you coming up, Judy? We're going to have some musical accompaniment too. We got it all going here at Cityside.
First of all, I just want to say, and I think I did this morning, Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day out there. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. This morning was rough, but it's good. I've been listening to this album by NDRE entitled Worthy. And if there's one thing like my mother taught me, all of my mothers in my life, and they continue to teach me about my worth. And this next song is just about that. It talks about who we are and who we're taught to be. I dedicate this to all the moms out there. We are the love of strangers that say a silent prayer. We are the love of mothers that taught our hearts to care. We are the patience and the sacrifice of yesterday. The silence in between the breaths of all the words to say. We are. We are the proof of life, how our ancestors gave. We are the proof of love, from the cradle to the grave. We are, yeah, we are. We are the best of struggles that we won't have to bear. We are the heir to all the prayers that float upon the air. We are. Oh. The present, the past, the future days to come, the Alpha, the Omega. We are everything in one. We are. We are. The present, the past, the future days to come, the Alpha and Omega, we are everything in one. We are. Oh, we are. We are. We are. Just remember we are.
And so we remember our mothers on this Mother's Day. For those of us who are mothers, for those mothers who are living with us bodily and those that are in spirit, we remember our mothers. And on this day, my mother passed 20 plus years ago. I remember what she said to me when I became a mother. It was a prayer. I hurl you into the universe and I pray. And so we pray for our moms. We ask the divine to hold them in its loving embrace, supporting them on their earthly or their spiritual journey. Also opening our minds and our hearts to those who have nurtured us, whether they are biological mothers or not, whether they are female or not, all those who have been loving presences in our lives, those who have held and nurtured us, we bless them all. We are grateful for them, and we give great thanks in this moment. And so for the mothers present today, we ask you to stand. And just extending our hands out to these loving souls. Let us just bless them with all the love that we have in our hearts, thanking them for the souls that they are raising or have raised, and for all the love that they can bless us with each and every day. We thank them, and all moms, all nurturers. Bless you. Thank you. Amen. Thank you, Judy. That was a beautiful blessing. So I'm really excited. We have Rainbow with us here today, right before she heads off on her big adventure. And I feel like she doesn't need any introduction, but what I remember when I met Rainbow, I think it was in a class on creativity. So I think fun and play is the perfect topic for her to share with us this morning. So come on up.
Morning, Cityside. Grateful to be back. Yes, we are moving tomorrow, so it's a perfect opportunity to remind myself this day of the value of not taking life too seriously and to stay in the moment and to play and really experience that joy. So this message is for myself as much as it is for everyone here today. With all that may be occurring in our lives, we know that we get to choose joy. And that joy really is our inherent nature, yet sometimes in life we can get distracted with all that's occurring and kind of buy into these collective beliefs around life is serious, we have to work hard. So today we're gonna do some things together. I invite you to play with me, to be willing. We're gonna have some interactive exercises as well as some things for me to share with you. and really kind of working for us to shift our consciousness and to be the ones that chooses joy and kind of release those old beliefs around working hard and being so serious, especially as adults, right? All of a sudden we think we have to become serious at some point. So no thank you. But I do want to start with kind of the what's so. And the what's so is that our, especially American society, is progressively more unhappy. There was an article recently in the LA Times, it just came out this past March, and it shared this survey called the General Social Survey. On a scale of 1 to 3, where 1 is not happy and 3 is very happy, Americans on average give themselves a 2.18. So just a little above, pretty happy. And the thing to notice in that, it's a significant decline from the last time they did this survey in the 1990s. The number of people that gave themselves this not happy rating, a 1, the lowest, went from 8% to 13%. And what's significant about that 8 to 13 is it went past this kind of tipping point number, this idea of the 10%, the tipping point. And I'm going to get into that a little bit today as well, but also there's another report, so we don't want to just take one source, right? Another World Happiness report that I found. And again, it's showing this decline from the 90s till now. People are getting more and more unhappy. And there's many ways to approach this, but I really want to approach it from this sense of rediscovering that inner joy and play as a way to kind of shift that. But what's significant about this shift from the 8 to the 13, going over this 10%, is there's this idea of the tipping point. And one study that really showed this was scientists at the Rensselaer, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute have found that when 10% of the population holds an unshakable belief, that their belief will be adopted by the majority of society. And once that 10% becomes committed to an idea, that it inevitably will become the prevailing idea of the group. The key is the commitment to an idea. And so they found that by, like they have this chart, so it's kind of like tracking here, if an idea is under 10% and, kind of does like this. And then once it hits that 10%, all of a sudden the chart goes like this to where people buy into this idea. But the good news is that we can choose to be the 10% on the other end of the spectrum, right? We can choose to be the 10% that holds unshakably committed to the idea of love, of joy, of happiness being that inherent nature of who we are. So that's what I want to talk about today, and how to really shift those collective beliefs that I believe fuel this unhappiness, these beliefs in lack, the beliefs in fear and doubt and limitation, all these things that would be cause for someone to say that they are unhappy. It's all rooted in consciousness. And the good news is that we are aware of that, and so we can start to turn that around. Ernest Holmes puts it this way: what thought has planted, thought can uproot. The conditions laid down by mental attitudes, whether or not you are conscious of them, can be changed. If you are experiencing some condition which is unhappy, you must know there is nothing in you that attracts this condition. Nothing in you that holds it in place. Nothing in you that believes it must be this way. Turn your mind entirely from the condition and think in the exact opposite manner. This is how we do our work to shift these beliefs in lack and limitation and fear and doubt and not enough. Is we focus on what's good. We focus on what's true. We turn entirely away from whether the condition or the circumstance may be in our own mind. And we know the truth. And then we become the ones to create that shift in consciousness for all of humanity to experience more joy. And again, as this survey said, the key is to remain committed. So we have to choose to be so committed to what we know as true that we can walk into a room and be the one that brings the light, that raises the energy, as opposed to being the one that kind of gets sucked into the status quo, the complaining, the negativity, all the things that may be wrong or bad that people so love to just talk about, right? It's like we relate to folks through our kind of complaining. It's just the natural instinct, yet we have the ability to choose something different. So my question is, what are you committed to? Where is your attention in life? And what lens are you looking through? Are you seeing possibility? Are you looking through the eyes of curiosity and wonder? Or are you looking through the eyes of fear and doubt? It's all in our perspective. And how we perceive life is then how we experience life. My mom shared this story. Shout out, Happy Mother's Day. She'd be here, but she's on her way to the beach. So my mom shares this story is how she was in the city here in an Uber ride with a friend of hers, and they were going out somewhere downtown, and they ended up kind of taking a different route and somewhere. My mom was just noticing, like, oh, I've never been to this part of the city before, and thinking, oh, this is such an adventure, and what a thrilling experience, and what a fun ride. And they get there, and they get out of their car, and my mom's friend says, I would not tip him. My mom's like, what? Why? Oh, he was so unsafe and weaving it out and honking. And my mom just kind of laughed because she was like, we were in the same car having two totally different experiences. Like her friend was kind of white-knuckling it and just seeing the fear of how this person was driving. My mom didn't even notice it. She was just like, cool, where are we? This is fun. I've never been here before. That's how we can approach life, with that curiosity and wonder, or through the lens of fear and doubt. We are always at choice. What are you committed to? And how do you choose to experience and cultivate that joy every day of your life? I love the work of the 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. That's where the reading was from earlier. And the commitment number 9 is called Rest and Play. So I want to share with you today. So there's two sides of the commitment. One which is considered above the line, which is more open and curious, and one is below the line, more in that kind of fear state. I think you can figure out which is which. So here we go. I commit, above the line, to creating a life of play, improvisation, and laughter. I commit to seeing all of life unfold easily and effortlessly. I commit to maximizing my energy by honoring rest, renewal, and rhythm. And then the counter commitment is, I commit to seeing my life as serious. It requires hard work, effort, and struggle. I see play and rest as distractions from effectiveness and efficiency. So where are you tracking on this chart here? Do you see times in your life where you think, yeah, I can maybe experience play in this area of my life, but this over here is serious, and I must approach it with this serious drive to be effective. So just notice in your life and really check in and see where you might be more below the line, and then ask yourself if you are willing to choose something different. If you're willing to see even something that people think is serious, such as like work or your job, as an opportunity to play, to be more creative, to experience that fulfillment through allowing yourself to actually rest and relax and enjoy yourself at work, in your relationship, in the mundane task of the laundry and the dishes. How can you choose to experience joy even in the ordinary moments? And do you find yourself believing this idea that play is really just a distraction from being effective? So I want to do a little exercise with you now just to kind of have an experience of shifting into how life is actually easy and effortless if we're willing to see it that way. So I invite you just to close your eyes. We have this powerful thing called breath. Simple tool, but so effective in shifting our awareness. So I want you just to notice first. Just notice your breath. Notice how your breath is simply occurring. You're not having to force yourself to breathe. You don't have to work hard to make yourself breathe. It's simply occurring. Now just notice any sounds in the room, perhaps the buzzing of the fan or the air. And again, just notice how these sounds are simply occurring. There's nothing that you need to do to force yourself to hear. It's simply occurring. Dropping in now to your physical sensations in the body. Perhaps there's a tightness or a tingling, hot spot, cold spot. Just kind of scanning the body for any physical sensations. And just notice how, without effort, you are simply alive. That there are sensations occurring in your body without you making them happen. And now notice your mind, where your thoughts are. Notice you may have the thought, this is silly, this is a waste of time. Why am I just sitting here noticing things? That's just the ego wanting to feel like it should be doing something different. But just notice where your mind is. And again, notice the effortless in which thoughts float in and out of the mind. The effortlessness in which thoughts simply occur. Your life is happening right here in this moment without effort. Life is easeful and effortless. Take another breath, open your eyes. So we can take this practice as one tool to kind of shift us out of this space if we believe that we are stuck or we have to make something happen or we feel like we're in a certain situation that we need to effort or push against something for something to occur. And just take a moment just to drop into the breath, drop into the body. Use the senses, the 5 senses as a tool to just notice what is simply occurring in this moment and to remind yourself that all of life is happening easefully and effortlessly. Stuart Brown, in his book Play, says the opposite of play is not work. The opposite of play is depression. Respecting our biologically programmed need for play can transform work. It can bring back excitement and newness to our job. Play helps us deal with difficulties, provides a sense of expansiveness, promotes mastery of our craft, and is an essential part of the creative process. Most important, true play that comes from our own inner needs and desires is the only path to finding lasting joy and satisfaction in our work. In the long run, work does not work without play. So, even this idea that you have to work hard and take life seriously is debunked by this idea right here that it's not effective unless you embrace play. And somewhere along the way, like the earlier reading, it's like as adults, we've become so serious, and then we train that into our those children in our lives that we have influence over by modeling that behavior. So my invitation for you today is to flip that script and be willing to let children and young ones teach us. Remind us how to play again. Remind us of that natural joy that we are. And to invite us out of our serious thinking and to embrace play. So play is something that has always been a value to me, and I've worked with children since, my very first career. And it's something that I've always brought into my space and my workplace. Having squishy balls and fidget spinners and the opportunity to just pause. If I get too stuck in something, put on a song and dance. Dance and music, the vibration of music can lift us out of whatever funk we may be in. So I invite you to think of ways that you can take something that may seem silly and put it into your ritual, your routine, to kind of break up your day, especially when you're feeling like something is super serious. To be willing to pause, put on your favorite song, and just shake your booty a little bit. Yep. To, if you have the opportunity, if you have a pet or a young one in your life, or even just to look outside at a park or go somewhere where children are playing, and dogs are playing, these animals and children are our teachers. And notice the joy that arises from simply witnessing other people in their pure joy. And allow that to shift your energy and your vibration and to play. And really, the only reason not to is because we're embarrassed or somehow think like, what would people think, right? If, I was like, why not say, hey, in the middle of a serious experience at work, like, let's pause and dance a little bit. Like, hey, pass around this Play-Doh, everyone. We're going to make something out of this. We're going to take a moment just to be creative. The only reason not to do something silly like that is because we might be afraid of what other people think, which is understandable because the majority of people do think that work is hard and that play should be out here and work should be here. And I'm inviting us into a holistic experience of life where we don't have to compartmentalize certain things. We see this idea of like work hard, play hard. But what it looks like in society is like, you work late and you work hard and then you go out and you party hard. That's not really a recipe for a healthy lifestyle. But if you can embrace more play in the everyday, then you won't need as much of these extremes. These extremes like, I go, now I need to sleep for like 20 hours. I understand because I used to be like that. And it's like, there's this emerging idea of like, what would it be like to actually create your life such that you don't need a vacation, but that your life feels like a vacation all the time because you're loving what you're doing. You're integrating opportunities of rest and play in your everyday. And that's really something that I'm committed to and looking into embracing more to allow this natural joy. So another fun tool and tip, as I mentioned, is dancing. It's moving our body. It's being willing to be silly just for the joy of it. That's my talk title today. Just for the joy of it. No other reason, right? Just for the joy of it, just to be silly. People ask them like, what are you doing? Having fun. What are you doing? Just for the joy of it. So I'm going to ask you to get out of your comfort zone maybe a little bit, but stand up. We're going to move our bodies. I want you to move your body perhaps in a way that you've never moved it before. Something that you may think like, this is silly. Move your arms in a kind of a weird way, just to be silly. Notice your hips. Maybe they haven't moved in a while. Find some, like this feels funny. Just for the joy of it, right? Notice the energy in the room already going up. You can't help but smile. You can't do a funny body position and not smile at the same time, right? Hey. Anyone else want to demonstrate for our live streamers? We have a model right here with our dog. Yes. All right, you can sit down again. So you can also do this practice when you feel stuck in something. If you feel there's an issue that you're stuck around, to stand up and just like move your body in a funny way and talk about your issue. And then all of a sudden your issue becomes a lot less serious as you invite in that play. And what occurs when we play is we're completely present in the moment. And what occurs when we play is an opportunity to see something different. So if we actually stop when we feel stuck and do something completely different just for the joy of it, it can create a new idea, a new aha, a new awareness, because it taps into that other part of our brain. I was watching this documentary on Netflix called The Creative Brain. Highly recommend it. I haven't finished it yet. But even just in the beginning, they talk about this idea how the human brains are uniquely wired for creativity. What makes us different than other mammals is as we've developed, our brain has gotten bigger, and we have developed this prefrontal lobe cortex that is uniquely wired for creativity, for imagination. So animals see food and they instinctively eat. Humans see food and we think we could eat that, or we could play with it and have a food fight. We could take this fruit and cut it and put paint in it and make it as a stamp. We could decorate with it and make a beautiful flower bouquet out of these fruits. So that makes us different than other animals because we don't just follow instinct. We can see something that's not there. We can create something out of nothing, and we can see something for something other than it is. That's what makes us unique. So embracing this idea of creativity just for the joy of it. Again, I have allowed my daughter to be my teacher and reminded me just to create something just for the joy of it, to sit and color with her. And then it's done. And yet, I've been so kind of wired for productivity. It's like, well, if we're going to make something, we should make something that we could use or do something with. That's how my brain goes. But I'm like, no, we're just going to color something and then throw it away, not get attached to it. It's okay. And I've noticed how I've shifted in that, because even just a year ago, I was so kind of caught up in this productivity mindset that the times that I would be home and it was just time to be with Cadence and to play with her, that I was still never completely present, that I always had my phone there, always thinking like I was going to miss out on something, or I wasn't being as effective if I, at least if she could play here and I could just be present with her, but I could still be like sharing things on social media, checking in, whatever. And I noticed it was just this mind game of like, I can't be present because I might miss out and I need to be doing more. And when I left my job and went on this road trip, I really just allowed myself to let all that go. And that's when I've totally re-embraced this idea of play and let her teach me, that a walk from here to there to get water is not just about that water. It's about noticing, what's this on the floor? And cool lights. Let's stop and make some shadow puppets on the way. It's like everything I have to allow an extra 10 minutes to get from here to there, because we're going to stop and we're going to play with the bugs. We're going to smell the flowers. We're going to notice someone walking by and say hi. So again, this is how children, animals can be our teacher, because they're so curious, they're so in the moment, and it's about embracing life, letting all that in, and reprioritizing play instead of work, instead of seriousness. Brene Brown, in her book Daring Greatly, says, joy comes to us in moments, ordinary moments. We risk missing out on joy when we get too busy chasing down the extraordinary And scarcity culture may keep us afraid of living small, ordinary lives. So this scarcity culture, this you have to produce more, be more, do more because there's not enough and you're not enough, all these ideas that we're kind of bombarded with, again, this is opportunity for us to be that 10%, to rise above and to create that catalyst shift for everyone else, for humanity to rise in consciousness, to remember that joy is inherently who we are. And that their joy and that love is found in ordinary moments of connection, of being present, of witnessing life, and just being with one another. And not trying to make something or force something to happen. So what are those ordinary moments that you can view from a new perspective? How can you even make washing the dishes an opportunity to move your body, to sing, to dance, to cultivate joy? What are some of those ordinary moments, your commute? How can you make that an opportunity to see something different and to really cultivate joy? To dance, to color, to smile at strangers, to notice the little bugs on the sidewalk, to smell the flowers, and to be that 10% committed, completely committed to joy, because commitment is the key. So your take-home opportunity today is to think of something that you loved to do as a child. What is something that you love to do just for the joy of it? So take a moment now, and I really want you just, you might have to scan back a little bit. Maybe you loved painting. Maybe you loved picking flowers. Maybe you loved riding horses or swimming, taking long walks with your family, playing with your pet, writing, creating. What is something that you love to do that really just brought you that joy, that innocent joy, just for the joy of it, no other reason? So as you remember this childlike joy, this activity that brought you joy, I invite you to find a way this week to do that, to do something that puts you back in that space of childlike wonder. And then if you're so courageous to go on the community group on Facebook, the Cityside community group, share a picture of yourself or write a little story or share with us what you did and what your experience was by doing that childlike thing that brings you joy. All right, let us pray.
Thank you. Let's give it up for Rev Rainbow. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
She gave us some joy. And what a name.
Right?
A perfect, a fitting name.
Thank you.
And so we just simply just give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks for all that is. Just one more time, if you're out there, say, give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks for all that is. Oh.
So I give thanks right here, right now, in the recognition of this life that is joy, that is love. This wholeness that is the very energy back of all things that is having its way right here, right now, as my life, as the life of each and every one of us. So we step fully into this joy right here, right now by saying yes to joy, saying yes to love, saying yes to play and curiosity and wonder. embracing this life of joy, cultivating joy in all of our activities, and releasing this old idea that life is hard, that life is serious, that there isn't enough, that we have to fight for what we need. This is simply not true. So we know this old idea falls back to the nothingness from which it came, and we step fully in the knowing that joy is who we are, that there is more than enough, that love is the essence of all of life. And we say yes to joy, we say yes to love, we say yes to life.
Say, give joy every day of your life. Give joy, give joy, give joy for all that is. Oh, there will never ever be another day just like this day, so let's give thanks now. There will never ever be another day just like this day, so let's give praise now. Say love.
So we give thanks right here, right now, for those ordinary moments, for the ability to be completely present in the moment. Giving thanks for the joy and the love and the creativity that is our inherent nature. So we give thanks for all that has been spoken, knowing that this word is done. It is already done in the mind of God as we release it into the action of the law that says, yes, 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 my beloved, it is done, it is so, and so it is.
And so it is.
Oh, just one more time. Everybody say, give thanks all over the city. Give thanks in your home. Give thanks on your job. Give thanks to all those around. Give thanks for all that is. Oh, yes.
Philip, you might as well stay up here. We're going into the offering. So City Side is a community-supported organization, and each week we practice conscious giving to support us in creating this space. And I was thinking when Rainbow was talking, by the way, I loved your talk. So many things for us to think about. So, and I know you were talking to me about the joy thing, I'm just saying. But how grateful I am that we have City Side. And so often during the week you're rushing around and, you know, just grateful to have this group of people. So that's why I give to support City Side. So I just invite you to come into your heart now and just think about what you're grateful for this week and make your gift from this point, this place. And whether you are texting to give, which there's instructions up here, you just text give to 312-757-8111, or whether you're going to put something in the basket. I just invite you to hold into your mind what you're grateful for and just give thanks for the perfect giving and receiving that is happening as our life, because there truly is a perfect flow that's happening in, as, and through your life. And join me in blessing our gifts. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is.
Yeah, I say yes, God. I say yes to your way, God. I say yes. I say yes, God. I say yes to your way, God.
so we give great thanks, really for everything, but especially for these gifts that have been given, because truly Spirit is always and everywhere saying yes to us. And when we practice giving and receiving, we are just aligning ourselves with this perfect flow of Spirit, which is always present. And so I give thanks for the abundance and prosperity of Cityside. I give thanks for all the people who give to support Cityside financially, and all the people who give their time and their talent to creating this community. I just say thank you, Spirit, for all of this. And with so much gratitude, we all say, and so it is.
Yes. Invite you. I say yes, God. I say yes to your way, to your way, God. I say yes. Oh, just one more time. I say yes, God. I say yes. I say yes to your way, God. To your way, God. I say yes. And everybody say, I say yes, God.
We also want to thank our service team. And I just want to say how great this team is, because, you know, usually Paul and Lucy are here helping us set up, and they help unlock, and they help set up the thing. In the last couple weeks, because they've been out with Dave's passing, we just were like, okay, who can be here? Please show up. So I want to especially thank the people who have been showing up to help set up: John, Russ, Judy, Ted, and our beautiful musicians, Philip, Greg, and Dom. And of course, thank you, Rainbow, for blessing us. And, you know, we're moving. So June 2nd, we're going to be at our new location, and you will see that you have a card on your chair. We also have a lot of cards back on the welcome table. We really want to invite you to bring our friends. Your friends, our friends. They're going to be our friends too. So take a few of these and share this, because this is going to be an awesome new space for us. We're very excited about it. It's an artist community. It's called Fulton Street Collective, and one of my friends started it. But it's a beautiful, light space. They have musical events all the time there. They have artistic events all the time there. They have lots of parking, and it is handicap accessible. They have an elevator. So please help us fill it up. So take some of these with you. And we also want to encourage everyone to, well, not Facebook. Okay, I'm out of order. So we were supposed to be starting our Power of Meditation book study, which John is going to be leading tomorrow night, but we decided to push it back a week to June 17th, just because Dave Witt's memorial service is tomorrow, and I know a number of people are planning to attend that. But this book is really an awesome book, The Power of Meditation by Reverend Edward Vilhune, who's a minister, a CSL minister out in California, I think Santa Rosa. It's a great book. Some of us have started to read it already, and it's just such a practical book about how to really get into meditation more and really practice that in your life. So we encourage people to sign up on our page. This is a love offering. There's no fee. You can make a love offering if you feel so inclined. We also want to encourage people to join our Facebook group, stay in touch with what's going on, and share with each other throughout the week. You do that, you can just visit Cityside Spiritual Community, and you can click on Join Our Group. And our May theme is Finding Your Joy. So next Sunday, I'm going to be down at Unity in Naples with Reverend Mark. I'm going to be speaking there, and I'm going to be doing some work with the board. So I'm going to miss Russ's brilliant talk that I know he's going to give. That's going to be his take on joy and how to embrace more joy in your life. And then we have, on the last Sunday of the month, we have Angie Hosley who will be back with us speaking. So we're very excited about that as well. Want to invite Connie to come up for a moment. We have a little something special here.
messenger today. Reverend Rainbow's mother, Reverend Louise Weldon, is on the beach, as she shared, down there on the Gulf. Envy, envy. And she wanted me to bring these to Rainbow today, and these flowers are dedicated to Reverend Rainbow Weldon and Heather Marsh Prelsnick, to honor them for their wonderful mothers that they are to Cadence. And love and appreciation to you much, Mama Lou. And also want to send out Heather a happy birthday. Today is her birthday, and hope the packing's going well.
And we do have a cake and some cupcakes to wish Rainbow well, and we have a lot of it, so everyone has to have some. We're going to send it home with people. So, should we pray this thing out and sing this thing out?
Just do a little something.
What's something up? What are we doing?
Now we can sing it out.
Now we can sing it out and pray it out. Okay, we're singing Blessed Always, and if you want to, and when I say the prayer, if you want to add your intention into the prayer, I'll cue you up, you can do that. So let's do it.
For the arms of God surround us. And let us just simply rest and leave it all there and just say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surrounds us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. One more time. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surrounds us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen.
So as we rest in God, always we rest in spirit. We are always and everywhere connected to this presence and power, which is a presence and power of love and goodness and joy and possibility and creativity and fun and play and aliveness.
Yes.
And I know that I am one with all these qualities of spirit, this essence, this energy, this aliveness, this vibration of spirit, of joy, of fun. And as I know this for myself, I know this for each and every person who is on the live stream, each and every person who's in this room, each and every person who's with their mom today and couldn't be here. We are all one with this energy, this vibration, this goodness of God, this life itself. And so I give thanks for this time together. I give thanks for this beloved community. I give thanks that joy and fun are possible and that we can choose them. And I give thanks just knowing it's all good. And I invite you now to add your word to the prayer. Speak your intention out loud for this week.
Joy.
Play. Happiness. And so we give thanks for all these words that have been spoken, knowing that Spirit says yes to this, that Spirit is our partner, Spirit is our guide, and all is well. And so it is.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surrounds us.
so triumphant, that we rest in God and say amen.
Have a blessed week.